And with me, I have the one, the only, formerly of Florida, now of Virginia, and before of Virginia, so kind of both. The man himself, former police officer, um, for congressional congressman candidate. Love it. The man himself, Mike Termott. How are you, sir?
Good, Larry. Thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it. And I do look forward to answering your question about, when should a candidate announce, because I believe the right day is today. And I believe today, and I believe that the right way to do it is on the Sharpe Way special at 3 p.m.
I have to agree completely. So tell me, is it true you are actually running for president, Libertarian Party 2024? Is that
we're
real?
starting to spread the word today that I'll be seeking the nomination from the Libertarian Party for the presidential run in 2024. We have a good team together. We have a pile of money together. We have what we believe is the right plan and messaging, and we're very, very excited about it. I have what I believe to be the right story, the right background, but I'm going to be running a campaign that combines bold messaging with very, very credible solutions and in some detail. And that just, by its nature, requires some time to bring people on board. And of course, the name recognition. Yeah, the name recognition issue is a big one for the moment. I believe our team believes that we have all the right assets in place. I think we can run a campaign that fits well with my complex background, but the name recognition isn't there, certainly outside the state of Florida. Sure. Good to see you at the Florida convention, by the way, Larry.
Yes, not fair. For anyone who doesn't know, we shared the stage on Florida. It's true, we did. Yes,
we did. I had the good fortune of being able to introduce you, and a great joy it was. I should admit that we've already had our first FEC filing, and we have already disclosed that we have $100,000 in the bank.
Already, today. You're already there. Check box.
Well,
love it.
Yeah. And we'll be doing some more of that. And I do have strong opinions on how to not only raise money, but to spend it on the other side of the nomination. As you may know, our party's nominees raised about $8 million, I believe it was, coming out of the nominating convention last time. And I have an idea about how that money is better spent in order to snowball into greater fundraising capabilities going forward. So while I agree with you that you have to demonstrate a commitment over the next 2 years, or whether if you announce with 2 weeks to go over the last 2 weeks, but I do also believe that you have to be familiar with modern campaigning and what happens after that nomination takes place.
Okay, I like all of that. Okay, then I'm assuming that my next one's already done, which means to raise that kind of money, you already put a team together. Is that correct?
Yeah, those are two different issues for me, but I do have a team together. We have a very strong team, I believe. People who are, chairs and past chairs of counties and even the LNC itself. I've got a mix of Mises people and people who are not in the Mises caucus. You and I are Mises, of course. You have to have an ability to meet people where they are on issues.
Sure.
In other words, we need to campaign in a way that doesn't just advance what we would like the world to look like in 100 years. We need to also campaign on what we would like to do in 100 days, right? These are the very specific things that we would do to address the things that are on the top of people's minds, on the top of voters' minds. So, for example, you and I would love it if there were no more wars and the United States would stop, being the antagonist so often. We need to say that loud and boldly, but we need to be able to say specifically, we would exit NATO, and here's how, and here's why. And while that may sound specific to libertarians, it's actually sufficiently complicated that I believe that even that needs to be broken down.
I like that idea. I'm with you. Yes. Because
The
also
first
something
thing,
else, Mike, that you're bringing up, that sounds scary to people, right? So I think, right, if I'm the average American, I've been told that NATO is saving the world, right? It's saving the world. The world is awesome because we're in NATO and we're saving the world. But if you're going to say we got to get out of NATO, I'm going to be afraid. And if you can't walk me out of that, I'm going to need hand holding or I'm going to be afraid. I think this is, I love the idea. I feel that most Americans aren't thinking as deeply as we often do, right? So when you say, we got to pull away or pull out, their heads immediately go to what our enemies will say. See, they're isolationists. They're going to let the next Hitler take over the entire world. And I know it sounds hyperbole to us as libertarians. We're going to laugh at that. But I really think there are people who are really afraid and go, oh my God, which is why I love what you're saying. You are talking about literally holding their hands and going, no, let me show you how we do this. Let me
it's
show you.
Yeah, it's real important. I think the Obama administration, for example, got this wrong and came to be perceived as a little bit isolationist, the Trump administration as well. The Obama administration wanted to pull back in certain ways and did so, but they did so in a way that left Americans feeling like the Obama administration didn't like the United States or the American attitude of spreading goodwill around the globe. We don't want to be isolationists. As a matter of fact, I do believe that we can well serve the United States in terms of our American citizens and our economy, especially in terms of foreign trade, by being more proactive in very positive ways. But that does not include regime change. It does not include using the points of guns and bayonets to get our point across, right? We need to be leaders in the world because we are the leading democracy and the oldest constitution that's worth a damn. So we need to be out there and get our message out. But we undermine that by being so militaristically aggressive.
So if people are interested in seeing what you're doing, Mike, they can head over to MikeTermott.com. The link is in the description and also right here at the bottom.